Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about why Asian men are invisible and my 2 cents on it. I hope that I can provoke some insights and you guys can find some value from this. And I truly do mean and find value from your comments. It means the world to me, and thank you so much for watching my channel. I'm glad I found a platform to express my 2 cents on it, and I'm really happy that you guys are able to find relatable stories and experiences, so thank you so much. Today we'll be talking about why Asian men are invisible. I'll be speaking specifically about the United States. I can't add on other countries because I'm an Asian male that grew up in America, so I just want to give you my honest thoughts. It might be similar, but maybe I'll make a future video about that in the future. So I think the number one thing, as I mentioned in my previous channel, is just the poor media representation and the way that the media does not portray Asian men in a sexual manner. I think I've noticed that when you do find girls who actively love Asian guys, they always refer you to something that's been sexualized by the media in recent years. They're like, oh, I really love anime or K-pop or boba, or do you look like this guy? You look like Simi Lu, and just stuff like that. But they're all like very recent media portrayals that make people kind of sexualized. Like BTS, that's a huge thing in the right direction, but it's because that in the past year or so, there might be people who are sexualized in the Asian culture, but the thing is, they're sexualized in a way that they're very feminine. To find true masculine Asian men in the media, for example, like the main character, let's say like the Batman or someone that's badass, it's not really there. Another thing is when you think of like Asian men in like media and movies, it's usually related to martial arts. And I would say martial arts is a very badass way, but it kind of locks you in this category, this box of like, this is what Asian men are. Or you think of like karate or something like that, which is a part of the cultural experience. But why can't Asian men be the CEOs of like Suits or something like in a TV show, or in Billions? Even if you look at like Billions, like a TV show, the only Asian guy there is a quant. He's this very passive Asian guy, like a doormat, which accentuates a stereotype. Even though this is a very inclusive TV show that includes like LGBT, all the pronouns, but then the Asian men are still weak. They literally perpetuate the stereotype, and no one ever pays attention to representing them. Another idea is, if you've ever seen Euphoria, guys, where the fuck are all the Asians? Euphoria prides itself in being this very diverse TV show that shows the real, the real world, but there's zero Asians. Like, where are they? Like, there's no, you get like white, black, gays, lesbians, trans. Where are the Asians? And I'm realizing, like, are you guys intentionally doing this? It's kind of like fucked up. Like, Asian men are straight up invisible in the dating scene. I actually just watched this Penn State seminar that I'll link in the description below. It talks about Asian men and the stereotypes that are present in the dating market. Pretty much what I realized, an Asian man has to make $274,000 to become equal to a white man. Let's say they're equivalent in stature, height, muscle build, but the only thing that's different is their income. The Asian guy has to make $274,000 more than the white guy to be seen as equal. You know how hard it is to make $274,000 in America? That's like pretty much impossible. And the fact that Asian guys have to go through this hurdle to be seen as equal and desirable, this is kind of really fucked up. That's such a huge pressure, because then it's like, do you like me or my money? Do you have to justify your existence? And during this video, I'll do a breakdown. When they're talking to the crowd, the students are laughing, texting on their phones. No one's taking it seriously. And they finally talk to this white girl. She just doesn't understand. It's like some stupid sorority girl. And she's just saying like, oh, I don't feel like that. They don't realize no one's actively choosing to be racist. It's subconscious. It's the way the media represents it. It's the way they brainwash us into thinking this. And I think another reason why Asian men are invisible is they make the most money. We make the most money out of all races combined. According to a recent analysis by the Pew Research Center from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Asian men earned a median hourly pay of $24 an hour compared to the $21 an hour for white men. That means that Asian men are the highest paid workers in the US, surpassing men and women of all races. And I think this is a huge thing. This sounds great on paper, but I've noticed that when you have the most money, no one gives a fuck about you. Just because we make the most, because we outwork every single race, we're willing to give it our all, give our holidays, give our family time up, give everything, give our health days up, be in the office 24/7. That's why we make more. We outwork everyone. But the fact that we outwork everyone takes away our problems. Everyone's like, oh, boo-hoo, shut the fuck up. You guys have the highest paid salaries out of everyone here. Therefore, your problems are invalid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And no one is speaking up on this. If you're an Asian male and you've been in the dating scene, your perception of what it's like to be a guy in America is greatly skewed. For the longest time growing up, I thought I was going crazy. I was like, why does everyone treat me almost like a secondhand citizen in the dating market or something like that? Even with my relationships with girls. I would say like maybe in grade school, things were fairly normal, but I can't really tell the difference between like when it happened. But there's like a switch that occurred once when everyone started going through puberty and started watching like romantic movies. That's when shit started kind of getting weird. When you're really in grade school, you are affected by that media, but everyone kind of treats you more or less the same, right? But something happens in middle school when puberty occurs, when everyone starts getting sexualized. Everyone starts dating, everyone starts getting, more muscle build, everyone starts getting more interested in the opposite gender. It was weird, like what happened. It's almost as if people started watching more romantic movies and then something happened, like everyone just started shitting on Asian men. And it's such a phenomenon that it's like you feel so isolated and alone. I know for myself, grew up in Colorado, there was no Asian men really out there. And if they were always like the shy, quiet Asian kids. And I can't imagine what they felt like growing up. Because eventually that becomes your normal baseline. Dealing with discrimination and having active racism and stereotypes on you by society. You start doubting yourself. So that seed of doubt starts growing, which severely inhibits your confidence level and courage. So you don't speak up when you need to. You don't go for the goals. You think by working harder than everyone, everything's going to work out. But instead of speaking up, you're severely limiting yourself. And I think the problem is only getting worse right now. Because no media or people, they don't want to acknowledge that this problem exists. It's funny because when I speak up, everyone thinks I'm complaining. Thank you to all the people who support my YouTube channel. But a lot of the comments kind of say, boo-hoo, stop being a pussy, suck it up. And it's like, no. I'm speaking about an active problem that you don't understand. This is a part of the problem that no one is willing to validate or agree with you. I've noticed this. The only people that stand up for Asian men are other Asian men. Why is that? Why is no other race or gender willing to speak up for us right now? Anytime an Asian guy online talks about his struggles in the dating scene, why is it that Asian men support each other? Because we're going through this shit together. We have empathy. We understand the struggles. Every other race or gender just tries to belittle you or write you off. They're like, shut the fuck up. It's like, you don't understand. Why is no one else speaking up for us? That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for us. I'm doing this for the next generation. You don't understand how these small little criticisms and doubts affects your daily life. It affects your confidence. It affects you from living a fulfilling life and finding someone that you can build a loving, healthy life with. But there's so much bullshit out there and racism that destroys your confidence and belief and faith in the world. We all want a happy, loving partner, a girlfriend specifically, and you want to get married and have kids with her, right? But if all you do is go on online dating and you just see this bullshit day in, day out, saying no Asian men on your dating profile, people swiping, spending all these hours, it's very infuriating. You lose hope. And eventually you give up altogether, which only furthers the problem. If there's no Asian men in the dating market dating really hot people, what does that portray or signal to the world? It's showing that it's not possible. So if you're watching this video, go out and take that leap of faith. Deal with the hate, deal with the racism, deal with the discouragement. Do it for the next generation. Because you have no idea when you walk in public with your hot-ass girlfriend. A young Asian kid or another Asian brother sees you doing that, you're going to give him hope and instill courage in him to change his life. Because if he's able to do it, so can I. And that's the number one thing I've been doing. I deal with so much fucking hate on this channel, so much hate my entire life for going for what I want. And I'm not going to sit here and do these online dating apps to go for what I want. Get off these apps. If you're an Asian brother, get off of this. Why are you dealing with all this bullshit when you can go out and go for what you want? And know that it's going to be hard. It's going to be extremely hard. You're going to deal with so much shit and hate. But do it for the rest of us. Do this favor so we can actively change for this. Go and spend your money on things that empower you. Go support media and movies where Asian men are badass. Show the market that it's profitable. So maybe they can cast more Asian men in future movies or roles. Speak with our money. We have the most money. Yeah? So let's change it. We have the resources to back this shit up. So I'm going to say, so what? We're invisible to the media. We're invisible on the dating scene. That's okay. That shit sucks. What are we going to do about this? We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to find empowerment through each other. We're going to support it. We're going to reach out to your fellow Asian guys and be like, hey, chin up, guys. It's going to suck, but let's go out and do it. Do what's hard for the rest of us. And that's what I'm doing. But I can't do this alone. You can't do this alone. We need each other to do this. So I hope you guys found some value in this video. And it really breaks my heart that I have to make this and realize like, hey, the world's unfair. We're treated like second-class citizens in the dating market. No one's going to take you seriously. Everyone's going to think you're bitching and complaining. Fuck them. Fuck them all, guys. Listen to what's true in your heart and through your experience and your friends' experiences. That's all that matters. Let's lift each other up and let's do this for the next generation. As always, I wish you guys the best. Namaste.